September is National Disaster Preparedness Month. And although there's much that we need to do at home, all of us look to our city officials and city emergency personnel to take care of us during an emergency. But I was thinking about and wondering what were different things that the city did in preparation for disaster. We don't know necessarily what kind of disaster it's going to be. You know, it's going to be a different preparation for different ones. But Jimmy, what are some of just the basic things the city does to prepare for disaster?
Normally we meet as department heads on a very regular basis to go over what could possibly happen. There are different types of disasters. Typically, when it's a weather-related disaster, Joe will be in contact with MEMA and FEMA, and we'll monitor the weather a good bit. Now, he's real good about getting everyone involved, so we'll have a good bit of notice when it's a weather-related type thing, so we can have some preparation, so we'll kind of have a game plan involved. But normally as city department heads, we get together to just kind of, and that's our City of Magee Emergency Operations Plan. And we have each one of these listed, and we'll just kind of review, just like you're in school, review what the plan is and whatever the disaster is, and that's what we do. But the technology's changed so much, they can determine where the storm's going, if it's weather related, and then we'll get everybody in the community involved and kind of let them know. And if we know something's coming, we've got this great texting service that we can let people know. But and Joe,
I was going to say, and Joe's the texting man.
He's
so
the texting man, but
and you can get you to text.
That's right, but so many people have not taken advantage of that, and we want them to do that. And it's so simple. We pay for it, but this will give them, and any advance notice that anybody has is tremendous when you're dealing with this thing.
It is. Well, Joe, I always think of when we have a disaster, really, is it falling on you? I'm sorry. I mean, I know they have their parts, but you're really the main disaster man.
Right.
Now, let's go ahead with the texting system, because I'm on your texting system.
All right, the texting system, all you have to do is if you receive text messages, you text 95577 and you text Magee to that number, and that'll get you added on to the texting system. And we have different categories it falls under. You can do Magee Weather, Magee Sports, and there's several different ones we can do. I like to get everybody on the main one, because if I'm going to send out a weather alert, I'll send it out to the Magee site, and that way everybody that's signed up for it will get it.
You know, you always wonder, why don't people sign up? I mean, you know, because there you go, with preparedness. Well, I hate to tell you, Randy, but usually if I have a disaster, people call the PD immediately. And they start burning the phone up. So how are y'all prepared really to even deal with the volume of calls that start coming in?
Well, it all depends a lot on what type of disaster it is, too. You know, like if we have, say, like a tornado, trees down, we urge people to take care of their immediate household first and make sure the safety is paramount of their family. Yeah. Because we want them taken care of before they start letting us know that just there's a tree down, it's not bothering anything, just to let us know a lot of things. But we want them to call and let us know. Like there's gas, smell of gas. We need to get the appropriate people to be coming and responding. But
so are you saying on that if I smell gas in my house, I call you or I call Wilman?
We'd rather
you really
call.
Oh, okay.
Call us.
I mean,
because we'd get up with them on an immediate safety issue of your family, home, or anything. Call us, and we will make the appropriate calls to get the people there.
That's great. I really did not know that at all. I didn't, because I just always call Wilman. You know, I never thought differently, but I guess that is true even with electrical problems with that. I mean, the line that falls or something like that. That would
You
be.
never can tell, and we don't want anybody to get hurt. And we would rather you call. We'll get fire department en route, according to what type of issue it is, or gas, or
whatever.
Get city crews. We got, work crews that'll be out getting trees and
Well, one thing for sure, y'all are always moving, but own it. Because as soon as something happens, and I guess I will forever praise our city and our works department for keeping our water going during Katrina. I don't think people have any idea what an achievement that was and what a help it was to everybody in the community. But Joe, I have to come back to you because like I said, I'm sorry, but I always look towards you with the major things. And I guess what we do talk about the most, or I feel like we have here the most, are tornadoes. Now, what are the steps with the tornadoes that you're prepared, or how you let us know?
Well, it's getting to the point now, we know several days out if we have a major weather event coming in. They've gotten very good at predicting. Not that it's always going to be right, but it's better to prepare and nothing happen than not to prepare and then it hits. So usually we have at least a 2-day notice put through the National Weather Service, and we'll have a conference call with them, and if it's something major, I'll get the department heads together and we'll call in the school and pretty much whoever else wants to join in, Pioneer, whoever has, major business. If they want to join in, they're more than welcome to. And we get everybody together and we'll have a conference call, and that way everybody's prepared for it and they're not being left out of the loop. Once it comes, then we have the texting system we use. The National Weather Service puts out the warnings either through NOAA Weather Radio, you can get it through a text, you can get it through, and they're linked in with all the local networks. I know if everybody has a smartphone, that if they can apply to get the, like WLBT, First Alert, WJTV, all those have those, and they put those warnings out really quick. So,
Well, I have to ask you this. Okay, I know we have our sirens, but what makes you ring the siren or blow the siren?
when we receive a tornado warning, okay, and what we try to do is, if we have a warning in the county, we have to sound the siren. Doesn't matter if it's in Braxton or
Really?
Harrisville.
No wonder I stay under the steps all the
We
time.
have to sound it. Now, what we try to do, because right now, again, unless it's something that lands right on top of us, we usually have at least a 20-minute notice now. It's gotten that good. So if we sound them and they go off the first time and they don't come back on, watch your local news, because they're going to tell you where it's at. I mean, it's gotten so precise now that the polygon system that they use tells you where the storm is, where it's going to go, and who it's going to affect. So if we continue to sound the siren and it doesn't go off, then you need to take cover and start prepping for possible tornado.
Well, I feel like when it keeps on blowing, that means I need to go. All right, Randy, I think people want to help. I think we're helping Caring-Town and Magee. And what are some things, and both of y'all can add into this too, that people should do in the aftermath? Because I think, again, they come right on you, and then you're trying to take care of stuff.
Well, a lot of times it's according to like what type of disaster it is, say such as a tornado, and we have trees down, and people do want to get out and help. But we asking people to really stay in their area immediately afterward to make sure their safety is most taken care of, and then your neighborhood,
Right.
your neighbor, make sure they're okay. But we do have a lot of problem when people decide they want to get out and go look and see the damage, see what it is, and it does a big hindrance to us, taking care of other people when you got people riding around looking and just being interested in seeing what's happened on the other side of town. And we ask them to stay away until the aftermath is over, and then we will get the necessary resources to get people to help. We'll have different types of organizations, Joe, and like if it's a major, Red Cross and people like that will come in, and churches, they'll have people to come in and help. We're really asking them to stay home and just make sure the immediate safety is of your family, and then you can start talking with your neighborhood, you're right beside you. Make sure everyone is okay right there before you get out and start
Taking pictures soon.
That's exactly.
Taking
Well,
pictures.
We just really worry about the safety of the citizens.
Sure.
Sure. Because you never can tell when you run across lines that are down, and it's just a lot of dangers out there, and if you don't know about it, you're gonna run right in it.
That's the truth, it really is. Jimmy, I think some problem might be is reconnecting to a family. What do you find, or how do you think how does the city help reconnecting with family? And that may really come more under Randy and Joe, I'm not sure. But if a person knows that something's happened, and they're trying to find out about their loved one, how do we handle all of that?
It would be a designated public information officer,
Okay.
which could be Randy, could be Joe. could be
Whoever you
somebody-
needed.
Whoever the designated public information officer.
And that's what the information would be given out, is
That's
to
when
go
it
to
would
that.
be given out. That's correct. And
That's
you gotta be
it.
careful how you give that information out, and that it is
Oh, that's
valid
right.
information. And that it's, that everybody comes together. That's why you see all these people at a press conference where there's a lot of people there, because you don't want to give out misinformation.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
want to make sure that it's correct.
that's
So
right.
That's why you designate.
And I hadn't
one
thought about
person.
that, because you could really have somebody trying to get that information that has nothing to do with the
That's-
actual disaster.
That's true.
And I didn't even think of that.
Unfortunately, there are people that take advantage of situations like this, that they're not local people, but they will take it.
Right, that's what I was thinking more or less, yes. Well, I think you can tell that here in the city of Magee, that we are prepared and we are ready for disaster, and I hope that you will be. Again, I cannot emphasize enough to you as the parent or whoever's in charge of the household to be prepared, because our city is prepared. These men have done what's necessary and ready for a disaster, just hoping we don't have one. I hope you will, again, have your disaster kit ready and be ready and know who to call. Thank you.